Gangnam
We know
Style.
you've seen it. We know you've seen the video. Where are you?
낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반
If you guys didn't, you don't know the dance? Come on, it's 3 easy moves. I can teach it to you tonight. I want to thank everybody for having me here. You know, it was great listening to Nick's opening comments about the future CMOs being here in this room. Well, I actually started out as a CMO and then became a Chief Digital Engagement Officer. But if there is a role called the CMO of the United States, I am so putting in my resume. That would be awesome. Although once this video gets out on YouTube, we all know that my chances have just been cut in half. Anyhow, I want to talk to you guys a little bit today about what is basically on the agenda. That is building brand loyalty. Now, when everybody thinks about high-tech brands, I realize that Sears and Kmart aren't really the first ones that jump to your mind. However, these two iconic American retailers have successfully been using digital marketing to first engage with their own customer base, their existing customer base, and then reach out to new customers to build brand loyalty. Now, I'm not sure if everyone realizes that Sears Holdings Company has both Sears and Kmart. So I'll be talking about both of those today. So I'm the Chief Digital Engagement Officer for a piece of the overall business. I specialize in the toys, sporting goods, and also the fitness business for both Sears and Kmart. And today I'd like to jump in and really talk to you about 3 small case studies, if you will, about how we're using digital engagement in those areas. But before we just jump in, what I'd like to do is pose a couple of questions about brand loyalty overall. We're going to be talking about these things over the next 2 days, and these questions are going to come up. So let's put them on the table, and I'm sure we'll be touching on them throughout the next, gosh, however many sessions. The first one is, does brand loyalty still even exist? Well, some say no, because with the rise of the mobile channel, I mean, everything has changed. Your customers and my customers now have in the power of their hand, no, not a little slide changer. Picture this as a smartphone. They have a smartphone. There are 200 million smartphones in play today. Almost all of them have some kind of app that's going to help that customer make the best pricing decision. There's at least a half a dozen price scanners. Your customers are getting messages, they're getting e-coupons, they're getting emails, they're getting deal of the day. This is all wearing away at that brand loyal customer. Now, you may be thinking, sure, certain people are using these, but not my customers. All right, I was a little bit guilty of that myself. For my Kmart business, as I'm sure everyone is aware, Kmart has a little bit of a lower income customer base. So I'm thinking, this smartphone and this price checking problem, that's not really my problem just yet. But just to be sure, I sent in a bunch of researchers into our stores. And I had them ask people, do you have a smartphone? Now, you know how people get when you're being interviewed for research? Sometimes we fib a little bit, make ourselves look a little bit better than we are. Yeah. So I made them show their phone. And then I made them show their apps. And while I can't reveal all of the findings with you, I can tell you it was a total wake-up call for me. Even at Kmart, the number of people who shop with smartphones, they do the price checking, and they'll even tell you what categories they use for price checking and what kind of a price difference do they need to find to walk out of my store and down the street to another store. That knowledge is power. And for me, it changed my marketing mix, and I'm sure it would for some of you out there as well. And that comes down to how do we measure loyalty in today's market? This is a question we have to be asking ourselves. For many of us out there, loyalty is measured in consecutive purchases. You know, in your category, people usually buy 10 a year. Do they buy 9 of those widgets from you? But there's some other things that we should be measuring as well. Are your customers recommending you online? Are they your advocates in the social platforms? Are you getting share of wallet? Sure, maybe they purchase from your category somewhat, but are you getting what you should expect as a share of their wallet? And then for me, the ultimate brand loyalty, price and elasticity. Your customer or your competition drops the price on a similar item by 20%. Does your customer still buy from you? Because that is true brand loyalty. I don't know about the rest of you, but I could use a whole bunch of that. So the other thing we have to think about when we're measuring brand loyalty is what we used to know. Most of the marketers here in the room have databases that tell them a lot about who buys from them. And we used to have a segment. Some of it's 5%, 10, 15% of that base that you count as your loyal brand followers. They come back to you time after time. Those people are now under siege. You cannot count on always getting those people. If they're getting a message on their smartphone every day with a better deal, that person is now a jump ball, and you're going to have to work harder to get their loyalty. Are there new approaches to loyalty in a world of digital shoppers? Of course there are. That's what we're here to talk about today. So I'm going to jump in and I'm going to tell you a couple of the ways that Sears Holdings Company has approached these problems. But when I'm looking at these problems, the way I try to focus is not on the digital shopper. I'm focusing on the shopper, the customer, the person. Because when it comes to brand loyalty, no matter what the mechanism is that we use to reach them or the platform, you're talking about building a relationship with a person. So you have to figure out what matters to that person. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in and talk about first fitness, then toys, then our overall brand loyalty program. So starting with Sears Fitness. I'm going to go through and tell you about our problem, our customer insight, our solution, and then how we go back and measure the brand loyalty. And hopefully this will ring true with a lot of you marketers in the audience. For Sears Fitness, our first issue doesn't really sound like an issue. Sears is the #1 retailer for fitness equipment, but we're just not getting the credit for this in the category. Did you guys all know that we are the #1 retailer for fitness equipment? No, yeah, I hate that. You don't. You don't. Well, when you think about it, you only need to buy a treadmill or an elliptical machine, what, once every 5-7 years? So it's not on everyone's mind all of the time. But when I'm looking at this and I'm viewing all the platforms in the social media sphere, people aren't talking about us. They're not recommending us. They're not being our advocates. They're not chatting us up. And we're also not seeing those follow-up purchases that you normally see, because we sell workout shoes, we sell fitness apparel, we sell other smaller fitness items. Why aren't we seeing that? So we went out and started talking to the customers who are coming into our stores. And here's the big insight. When people come into Sears to buy a piece of fitness equipment, they're not really shopping for a piece of fitness equipment. You know what they're shopping for? They're shopping for a version of themselves that's about 15 pounds lighter. That's what they're shopping for. So how do we help deliver that? How do we use content marketing to give them something other than a piece of equipment that could become that thing they hang their dry cleaning on in about 6 months? Yeah, I see a couple of you nodding your heads. You're doing that, aren't you? All right, we can fix you up. So what we did is we decided to go beyond that and give our customers know-how so that they can meet their fitness goals. We decided to build a site where we can deliver workouts, nutritional information, and inspiration. And then if they lose their 15 pounds, we think they'll be our advocates. So we launched last December something called Fit Studio. Fit Studio is totally free, so you can all go sign up later on today, unless you're already uber fit and have no issues there. Fit Studio basically is a content portal, and it's also a community site. It is basically fueled by our board of fitness experts who create original content, create workouts, and post them there. You can see, let's see, over here, on the far right, we have a web experience. When you see the young lady at the bottom there, she's using one of our workouts to go from, fairly healthy woman to a really hot mom. We have makeovers that you can participate in. We have contests. We have all kinds of useful information that's posted there. But we'll also send out to you all of the new weekly workouts in an email. And then it's also available on your smartphone. It's interesting, we see the smartphone usage go way up right about 5:30 or 6 o'clock. It's right when people are getting off of work and they're taking this to the gym with them and they need a new workout. So what kind of workouts do you see? Well, everything's video, because in this world, even if it's not like a cool, funky little dance thing, people just want to be shown. Just show me how to do it. So there are over 40,000 different moves and videos. There's also these great articles. This cracks me up. By far, the #1 article is, "Can I drink and still be fit?" Love it. This is not by a small margin, by a large margin. That is the favorite article. But we also know that to really be successful in weight loss goals and fitness goals, you need a buddy. You need someone you can talk to. So when you sign up for Fit Studio, you can actually reach out to our experts. Now, these are people who make $200 an hour doing personal training. They know what they're talking about. So you can friend them on Fit Studio, and you can say, "Hey, Bonnie, like, this just isn't working," or "I just don't feel like doing this every morning." Bonnie will kick your butt. She will embarrass you. She will get you up. She will tell you what to do, and she will get you online. This is crazy good stuff. So it's definitely up and running, but we love this. So we're about 6 months into it, and we have about 150,000 members who show up almost all the time, and then another 86,000 on Facebook who are separate than the ones that are coming to our site. So when we measure loyalty, what we're looking at is, are there more people talking on all of the social platforms about Sears and Fit Studio? And the answer is yes. We've also been really excited about the level of post-equipment purchases within our apparel and also within our less expensive and kind of ancillary items within our fitness business. So a little bit different need for us with brand loyalty there, but the content marketing has really paid off. I'm going to completely switch gears and go from Sears Fitness to Kmart Toys. So we had a different kind of issue with Kmart Toys. Moms just weren't buying toys from us. And through some third-party research, they said it was because they didn't think we had the hot toys. Wrong, we did. What was going on here? And what makes it even worse, makes it a real brand loyalty issue, is that these are also people who were shopping Kmart. And some of them would occasionally even shop Kmart Toys. But you know, when everyone buys toys, Christmas time, November, December, it's toy mania. So the insight that we got from talking to these moms is that, first of all, they don't want a toy. They want the exact toy that is on their kids' wish list. Any parents out there? Yeah, if you bring home the green fidget and they wanted the purple fidget, you are a loser. The other thing that we found out is that if you are not the parent, if you're just a gift giver, you need to be told what the hot toys are. Because Christmas is sometimes also about pain avoidance. You don't want to be the aunt who shows up and you have the lame gift under the tree. These are important motivators. So our solution to this was to partner with a spokesperson and announce the hottest toy list and make it a Kmart branded list, the Kmart Fab 15. So we could kill two birds with one stone. One, we can call what the hottest toys are going to be. And two, we can associate it with Kmart. So we got this guy here. Anyone know Rico Rodriguez? Love this kid. He plays Manny on Modern Family, the ABC comedy series. Anyone here Modern Family? You guys are so quiet, thank you. Well, he's a great spokesperson. We picked the 15 hottest toys after looking at all the toys from all the toy vendors, came up with the list, and we came up with these really funny videos doing kind of what Rico does best. And we seeded them. So it started with paid social media, and we had some of the best mommy bloggers out there with the largest reach. But then we watched it mushroom and become more of the earned media, because once he got out there, it just kept moving. Then I'll show you in a moment where it went from the social media into the paid media. So then we bought digital ads and started pushing out the Fab 15 and Rico even further. But what I think I'll do here is I'm going to roll the first video that we used as the teaser that all the bloggers pushed out, and then it started to get a little crazy. So if you guys want to roll the video.
What's up, I'm Rico Rodriguez. I'm on a mission here at the Kmart Toy headquarters. My objective? Simple. Find the best toys of the season. I'm talking about the toys that'll make you smile from ear to ear. So take my word for it. This year's Fab 15 toys will be 100% smile guaranteed. Hey, Jamie, can we have another hot cocoa, please?
One hot cocoa coming right up.
Thank you. So, Ron, share the good news. What do you have for me, my man?
Well, I took your advice on the Fab 15 toy research, and I came across some toys that I think are gonna blow your mind.
Awesome! That's what I'm talking about. Blowing mine.
Yes.
I want kids smiling from ear to ear.
Roger that. Rico, I think you're gonna love this one. This toy is definitely worthy of a smile guarantee.
You think I want anything else? Show me what you have. Show me what you have.
So that was our first teaser. We ended up getting about 67 million impressions with that. So the follow-up was another video, which I'm not going to show you right now because it's a little bit longer, where we actually revealed the Fab 15. So there was a huge national press release. The bloggers got it's more of a 5-minute video which resided on the Fab 15 site. And then it also let everybody come in and vote on their favorite Fab 15 items. But the whole conversation became around, what's happening to Rico? He went nuts. Actually, he went nutso. And then we launched a third social video, which again went crazy, which followed up on what really happens to kids. Will they go nutso when they get a Fab 15 item? Guys, let's roll the next video.
Kmart Fun Ambassador Rico Rodriguez here. As you know, the Fab 15 toys are without a doubt smile guaranteed. But we've discovered that kids all over have been having the same reaction. They're going nutso! That's right, nutso! Now you may be wondering, what exactly is nutso? Ron?
Let me break it down for you. Nearly uncontrollable toy smile outbreak. Nutso! Basically, when kids first see these toys, their eyes bug out and their smile stretches from ear to ear in complete uncontrolled excitement. That's how great these smile guaranteed toys are. Now keep in mind, the condition is temporary, but if you experience a smile that lasts more than 4 hours, consult your pediatrician immediately. Back to you, Rico.
Thanks, Ron. Well, my mission was to find the 15 best toys of the season. 15 smile guaranteed toys. I'd say mission accomplished. Jamie?
Another hot cocoa coming right up.
Man, I love my job.
So that's Rico Rodriguez. So the other piece of this campaign was also buying the social media. Well, some of it was purchased social media, some of it was earned, and then we did the overall digital media buy as well. We had a lot of these different ads, and I'm sure some of you in the audience are like, I did that ad, I placed that for them. But it really let people see what the hot toys were, and then it put them onto the Fab 15 page where they could enter sweepstake by each day voting for their favorite toy. This also helped with the e-commerce part. We saw a 200% lift on our web sales for the first 3 weeks of this campaign, year over year. Now, the toy industry is a fairly flat industry, so for us, that was amazing. But we wanted to take this one step further, and we were talking about the power of these mobile phones. So we took the Fab 15 items, and on half the occasions, I made these giant billboards, and we put them up in places like airports. And then we would also go and we'd wrap bus shelters, any place where there's a lot of dwell time. And we put a QR code next to each of the Fab 15 toys, and we put a URL at the bottom, just to see if people would do their Christmas shopping while they're sitting around. Because it gets to be really busy in November and December. And we had great results. Oddly enough, The QR code didn't perform as we expected it to or hoped it would, but the URL, people used it like crazy. So I'm going to flip to our third case study now, which is building loyalty through rewards. Going back to Sears, we have a unique problem. I'm sure everyone here has shopped Sears at one point or another. But Sears merchandises a very wide variety of product. We sell everything from sweaters and sunglasses to ride-on mowers and washing machines. So with such a variety, how do you target a customer with the right product and the right deal for them? When we really dive into what makes the overall retail shopper more brand loyal, it's because they want to know that you as a retailer, that you get them, that you send them things that matter to them. And then they also want to be rewarded for their loyalty because they can shop anywhere. And if they shop with you, they need a reward. So our solution here is a fairly obvious solution. It is build a best-in-class loyalty program. But then here's where the hard work starts. It's okay to build a loyalty program, but then you really have to be able to mine the data and analyze the data so that you are delivering the right offers to the right people so that they know that we get them. So I'm going to go ahead, and sometimes a commercial speaks 1,000 words in 30 seconds. So I'm going to have the guys roll the next video, which talks about our Shop Your Way Rewards program.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Deals designed just for you. One more way to shop your way.
Don't you feel like that sometimes? Unbelievable. I love the way she delivers it. But the Shop Your Way reward program and how we deliver it has turned out to be very effective. Now, this gentleman has the Shop Your Way app on his phone. And so after he transacts with us, we get back with him with his receipt, with a deal that's perfectly related to what he just purchased and his purchasing behavior. We also give him other little perks, like he can return things like that. All he has to do is pull it up, press his app, show it to the lady, and there's a really funny commercial that I should have brought also about how the guy does have a dog, and he was going to say, you know, the dog ate my receipt. You don't have to do any of that anymore. Shop Your Way Rewards delivers perks and deals in a way that should be relevant to each customer. The ultimate vision for me here is that someday, you know, Nick and I will go into a Sears together. He and I have probably bought different things. We'll walk in, both of our phones will go ring. I'll look down, I have a deal. It's for sweaters, let's say. Nick has a deal for tools. That would be the ultimate experience, is once you walk in, everybody gets a nice little greeting and a message. So that's where we're headed to, and we're experimenting with all kinds of ways to get there. So these are a couple of examples of how Shop Your Way Rewards works with Kmart. We do a lot of emails for people who have opted in with emails. And you know, everyone has their own preference. Some people want to get a text, some people want to get an email. But we find ways to thank the customer. For people who are VIP members, they have an uber high number of transactions with us. We reward them. Who doesn't love pizza? Everyone loves a good pizza. We give them a free pizza. We also know if they've been shopping for men's apparel that they might want to know about our new Dickies line. 40 to 50% off for you, member friend. Also, if you have a boy in your family, you definitely got this little offer from Shop Your Way Rewards for a Spider-Man deal. And then also, if you're a member, we'll let you see next week's deals this week, so you can put a hold on them and make sure that you get the best of everything. So overall, when we look at all of our brand loyalty challenges, we try to look at what is most important to the customer, how do we offer something that's meaningful to them, and how can we deliver it in the best way. More and more frequently, the best way turns out to be a digital platform. So that's what we've been up to, and I'm going to open it up for any questions.